You've got to be willing to change your ways.
You do have a choice. You love rumors, you love issues, you love money. And so for me to quit, and see, that's what people do. People quit when it's at their hardest moment. But if it's at your hardest moment, why would you quit? I mean, think about it. If you're going through hell, why stop there? Move, keep going.
Your life is working. If you don't like what you have produced, you're a director, you are the star, you wrote this script. If you want to begin to make yourself happen for you, I think that it's very important that you start trusting yourself. Listen to yourself. Don't try and make everything logical. There's some things about life that defies logic, but you just can't explain how the outcome is going to be.
And at the very end of the day, what I do, one of the last things I do after my prayer is I read through my goals and my dreams. I picture them when I get my sleep. It's going to work on revealing to me. It's playing back the video, believe it or not. Woo! Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Hope everybody's having a great start to the day. We've been vibrating high. There's been so much abundance that are flowing in. I'm seeing the ka-chings. I'm seeing all of the deep work that is happening. So let's just say May is absolutely on the way for more manifestations. I'm excited. I'm blessed and grateful for today. I've got a great topic for everybody coming into today. I've got 7 Ds to go ahead and deliver your message, right? How to go from a dilemma to turning that dilemma into part of our message inside of our story. So I'm excited. JoJo is in the airport on the way coming to Florida. I love it. I'm excited to see it. Let's go. So before we go ahead and dive into the topic, everybody, what is everybody grateful for coming into today? Wealthy Morning. Emmy, I see you in the building, sis. Let's go. Grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for all of the abundance that is pouring in. I'm grateful for the ka-chings. I'm grateful for the family that is tapping in and day out. It is not a surprise why there's so much magic happening right now. I'm grateful for the time we are in right here, right now. So let me go ahead and get IG live, tapped in, and we're going to go ahead and dive into the day, family. This is a good one. You guys are definitely going to get a lot of value from this one today. 7 Ds to deliver your message. Let's go. Here we go. I love it. Uh-oh, we got the dance partner in the building. Let's get into it, fam. By the way, what day is everybody on? Getting into the consistency, 288 days, getting deep with the deep work. This is where it really counts. I got to go ahead and drop it into the chat, but we are consistent. We are tapped in. Here we go, fam. This is the 7 Ds to go ahead and deliver your message. So the first D, when it comes in this, and you guys are going to like this because it's going to be in a perspective that you might not have thought about before. Day 278, day 219. Oh my goodness, the family is on fire. Let's go. Shane and Talina about to smack. Day 365, a year straight of getting deep with the morning rituals, the morning routine. So I just want to take my hats off to all of you because I know it's not easy, but this is where the difference really happens. You ready, fam? So let's talk about it. 7 Ds to go and deliver your message. The first D is going to be our dilemma. Okay. It's funny. I was actually talking about this yesterday. How many of us have ever had certain things in life, right? If you actually go back and you were to look back at our past, you can probably notice sometimes during the biggest crises, during the biggest situations that seemed like it was like a boulder on our shoulders, when you look back, you might have noticed that situation, that certain moment in time of your life could have allowed you to go ahead and transform into a completely different individual. I know even for myself included, right? Some of my biggest dilemmas, some of my biggest quote unquote failures, believe it or not, actually led to some of the biggest achievements, right? If you guys can relate, if you guys have ever had anything traumatic happen in your life and you've been able to turn that dilemma into part of your story, drop some 2s down below. Because this is a powerful, powerful lesson to really understand, okay? So the nugget that I was talking about yesterday is this. If I could help somebody understand that you don't have to wait until you have the big dilemmas in life. You don't have to wait until the crisis happen in life to finally make the decision that I'm ready to change. I'm ready to do something different. You see, people, most of the time, people don't get serious about their health until there's a health issue that happens. until maybe they get a stroke, maybe they get a heart attack, maybe they have to go run to the doctor because something finally happened to their body. And now they make the decision, oh, I'm ready to go ahead and eat whole foods. I'm ready to go ahead and hit the gym a little bit more consistently. I don't want anybody to have to wait to that point to finally make the decision to change. You see, for me, when my sister passed away from cancer, my biggest dilemma ended up turning into my biggest testimony, okay? But there's 7 steps that allows us to go ahead and turn these dilemmas into the story that we go ahead and deliver, into the message that we go ahead and give out to the world, okay? So the first piece is a dilemma. Understand, if you feel like you're going through a dilemma right now, if you feel like life is just hitting you from multiple different areas, by the time this training is over, you're going to be able to understand and understand why maybe that dilemma is there for a reason, okay? So here's the second step. We have a dilemma. We have life that hits us. Here's the second thing that happens is making a decision. You see, somebody tell me what decision stands for if we go and cut that word in 2. Decision, right? D means to cut off. Decision means to make a decision. It means to decide, right? So what are we going to decide that we're going to cut off into our life, right? When I was broken, homeless, when I was 30K in debt, when I just lost my sister, when I had no idea where I was going to go, I understood that first thing is first. I had to cut off a couple of different things in my life, right? We call it cutting out the fat. See, at the beginning of even a lot of our entrepreneurship journeys, it's going to take cutting out the fat in our life, cutting out the negative influences, cutting out the individuals that are not giving any value and helping us pour into our cup. So that was the first thing that needed to be made, was a decision, okay? I was listening to music all the time. I wasn't studying. I wasn't reading. Just like in college, I didn't really do much of any of that. But I made a conscious decision that if I'm broken, busted, and disgusted right now, I need to listen to somebody else's mindset. Albert Einstein said it best. He said, it's hard to solve the same problems with man with the same mind that it was created in. So I actually came across one book. It was called The Monk That Sold His Ferrari. And that book changed my whole life. I thought about it. Who has a stronger mind than a monk? Who's mastered their mind more than a monk? And inside of that book, I learned a lot of valuable lessons about myself. I learned a lot of valuable lessons about who I need to go ahead and add into my life and who do I need to go ahead and cut off. So the second step is a decision. What's the decision that we're going and ready to go ahead and take? I'm ready to go ahead and build a better body. I'm tired of hanging out with negative influences. I'm ready to learn new skill sets. I'm ready to go after the life that I deserve and the life I desire. What is the decision that is going to be made? Step number 3. You ready? Number 3 is going to be the discovery. You see, once we make a decision, guess what? We're going on a self-discovery journey. Okay, we're going on a journey. There's going to be a lot of obstacles that happen along the way. There's going to be a lot of turns as we climb up this mountain. But along this road to self-discovery, here's what we're going to find. Okay, a lot of times we're going to find that the direction that we've been moving our entire lives, following the masses, we're going to start to really get consciously and dangerously conscious about the directions that we're moving. You see, one of the analogies that we heard this morning, he talked about anybody can climb a ladder fast, but it doesn't matter if you're climbing a ladder that's going nowhere. And I've been like that in multiple different areas of my life. I've been the person who wanted to climb things fast, not understanding. I didn't really have a clear foundation. I didn't have a clear vision for where I was even going. So direction is so important. That's why all of us coming into this community, coming into these skill sets, this is one of the most powerful times in history that we can have this type of direction to take advantage of. While most people are scared, they're fearful, that they have a life that's throwing all this negative news on them, we have a direction inside of a recession, inside of one of the most scariest times for many people, where we can literally go ahead and make multiple streams of income. We can go ahead and have money be created right from home. So it's safe to say that when you start to understand that all of these steps plays a role for anybody, think about it. Most people right now, they're going through a dilemma. They're going through a recession. They're going through life that's hitting them really hard. But if anybody wants to change their situation, this formula fits anybody. Okay, so direction is going to be number 4. Discovery gives direction. As I started reading more, as I started getting more woke, as I started getting around the 1%ers, I started to realize that my direction was not necessarily taking me on the path that I wanted to go on. Not reading, not listening to any mentors, not having anybody I can learn from on a daily basis. This made me understand and get clear on my direction every day. This is why 288 days strong with the journaling. Same thing for everybody else on the call. We've been able to develop a direction from going in this road of self-discovery that's going to lead us to the next point. You ready? Here's the next stop along the 7 Ds. This is going to be known as determination. Okay? You see, as we go on this road of self-discovery, as we go ahead and we get this direction, if we're being honest, this journey, nothing about it is easy. I'd be lying to you. I'd be a bad mentor to you if I were to tell you this thing was easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But here's what I also understand. It's worth it. It's worth it. Would you guys rather the 40-40-40 to go ahead and clock 40 hours a week to make $40,000 a year, to do that for 40 years? Or would you rather dive in and learn these skill sets for 3 to 5 years to be able to go ahead and master these to open up the next 5 years of our lives, right? For me, family, I've been able to take the skill set of trading. I'm unemployable because I understand the skill set of having money, work for money. But guess what? It took me taking a college career, 4 years. I spent 4 years to go to college to be $30K in debt, spent 4 years in the academy to go ahead and learn skill sets to become unemployable. So some people might say, well, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time compared to what? Compared to just clocking in and living a normal life for 40 years, 3 to 5 years is nothing. So I had to start getting into a long-term vision, a long-term mind state when I started coming across all these different obstacles that I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it happen. Just like you, I've had doubt. Just like you, I've had a lot of people that didn't believe in me. So I'd be lying to you if I told you it didn't take a serious level of determination to be able to keep going and keep pushing through from all of this negativity that you're going to hit with along the way. Right? One big nugget I could give you guys, especially at the beginning, is being able to take a temporary loss of self-esteem from ignorant people. Most people, they're not going to believe in trading, e-commerce, and dropshipping. They're not going to believe that they can do that for them. So they're going to start impressing their negative beliefs and their opinions onto you. We call it, Jim Rohn calls it the birds, right? Whenever we start doing something new, we get hit by the birds. They start picking at our brain. They start picking at our vision to eventually we have nothing left. And we don't take the action. We go right back and retrace to the normal life. I know what that's like, and I've seen it time and time again. And if I could help anybody from getting stopped by the birds, this is probably one of the most important pieces of this whole message. Because as long as you can see the vision, that's all that matters. Nobody believed in me when I first started. Not my family, not my closest friends, not my best friends. Nobody could see what I saw. But I understood that along this journey, it's going to take a level of determination to keep going and keep pushing through, right? And the last two, here's my last 2 Ds for you. The second to last, as we start gaining a different level of determination, guess what? Now you're going to start achieving some results, right? Staying consistent, putting out the videos, learning about trading, putting out consistent products with e-commerce. Guess what? Eventually, that's going to come back. You see, everything has a cause and effect. Time just has to catch up. So as we plant the seeds, as we do the work, you're going to start getting rewards coming into your life. And this is where the delight comes from. All of this time, all of this effort, guess what? Now the results are coming, and too many, here's what happens. Too many get delighted too easy. Don't let this piece go over your head. Too many get delighted too easy. You see people coming and they'll go through this journey. They'll go through all 6 of these steps so far, and then they make a little bit of money. They get a withdrawal. They make $600 a month. They make $150 a month, and guess what? They start getting an ego. They stop doing everything they did that allowed them to even get to that level. So I started to understand that at the end of the day, I'm never too big for the little things, because the second that we get too big for the little things, we become too small for the big blessings inside of our life. So always celebrate the little wins, but don't ever get too big to a point where you think you know everything, to a point where you don't think you need to show up on calls. You don't think you need to take notes. You don't think you need to call your mentor because you know it all. Okay? Always still a student. Watch this. Here was the nugget that he said this morning. He said, we get shallow rewards because we haven't determined the depth of our delights. Woo! I'm going to say that one more time. He said, we get shallow rewards because we have not determined the depth of our delight. Let that really sink in. Have you clarified what the vision looks like for 2023, what the vision looks like for 30 days, what the vision looks like for 90 days? It's got to be something that's going to make us excited every morning, something that we're going to wake up and we have to run to every day, that we're building to, that we're laying each brick day by day. And every day, we know when we look back after 30 days, after 90 days, we've actually built something incredible. But it takes being able to have that mindset, having a clear vision, to know that even for all of us right now, we're pushing towards Cancun, delighted when Cancun comes and we're at the levels that we're looking to go ahead and be at. Right? We call it blissfully dissatisfied. I'm blissful. I'm thankful for the results right now, but at the same time, I'm dissatisfied because I know there's more that can be done. Drop a 3 if you're blissfully dissatisfied, right? If you're grateful for where you are, if you're grateful for the access, if you're grateful for the position, for the community that we have, but at the same time, we're dissatisfied because we know we can do more, so we can go out and become more. Let me drop my 3s because I'm right there with you. Nothing wrong with that, right? That's a healthy emotion right there, and it's needed. So what is the delight? What's going to make you fired up to go ahead and hit this goal at the end of this month? Jim Rohn says a goal without a date is just a wish, okay? Now, here's the thing with deadlines. I'm not worried about if you hit your goal by the deadline, but you see what that deadline does is it allows us to go ahead and put pressure. Pressure creates diamonds. It's easy to go ahead and let a week go by, a month go by, and 6 months go by just like that. And we can be in the same exact position. But you see, if we set a goal and we stretched for it, I would always rather aim high and miss than aim low and hit it. So for everybody on this call, we're inside of the month of May. We've got about 3 more weeks left, right around 20 days left. What is the goal? What's something that's going to get you fired up coming into the end of this month? What's something that's really going to get you delighted? Something that we have to work for. Because that right there, that achievement, all of the little wins that lead into that confidence that's going to compound is going to lead into the 90-day goal, into the next 3-month goal. But it takes stacking the little wins. Okay, and here's the last D for you. Here's a big one. The last D to go ahead and put the bow tie and wrap this whole thing together is going to be delivering the solution to others. Guess what? We went from delivering the dilemma to delivering a message, to delivering our story. You see, all of us have been through dilemmas in our life, and there's certain lessons, there's certain experience that we've been able to gain that now we can go ahead and teach and learn from. You see, when I was getting out of college, I was around the wrong influence of people. Now I can teach this, right? My dilemma was part of my message. I was hanging around 5 broke individuals. Well, guess what? They say you hang around 5 broke, you're going to end up being the 6th. Well, that was me. So I understood I need to get around a different circle of influence. I need to change what it is that I was doing. They say if you can't change the people around you, we need to change the people around us, right? So these were all little different pieces of my dilemma that allowed me to go ahead and turn that into my story. I failed at public speaking. I never had a good brand. I was scared to go out and talk to people. These were all dilemmas to me. But as I started going through making a decision, going on the discovery journey, going on the self-personal development path, right? Staying determined, staying consistent. You got to think about it. I've been doing this 11 a.m. call for over 2 years straight. I haven't missed a beat. Family, that takes a different level of determination to really make a long-term commitment. So you know what? I planted my flag. I'm here for the long term. And with determination, I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before the results come in, before you have ka-chings pouring in. Look at that. JoJo's been taking the time to really go ahead and be a student and study. 400 ka-chings have just smacked in a matter of a month, 2 months time. Deanne, same thing. Sales are flowing in because she made a decision around 60 days ago to really start being intentional with the morning routine, getting back in touch with herself and her creator. And now ka-chings are starting to go ahead and manifest. But it took going through a dilemma, going through a point in time where we weren't necessarily happy with what was going on. And a decision was made, right? Momentum. In a matter of a moment, we can create momentum inside of our life. So I want you to understand that anything that may seem like a dilemma right now, this is going to allow you to turn that into your message, into your story. My dilemma, 2015, 30K in debt, had no job, living out of my car, showering in LA Fitness. My dilemma ended up turning into my message and my story that allows others to see that it's possible, that it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter where we're at. All that matters is where it is that we're going. So family, this is the 7 Ds to really understand everybody has dilemmas. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has problems in life. But if you can understand to turn these dilemmas into part of our message that we can go ahead and deliver, this is what's relatable. This is why they say people join people they know, trust, like, and respect, because getting vulnerable, that's how people can relate. Nobody relates to somebody who's making money that goes out and makes a lot of money. But people can relate to your story. You're working a full-time job, but you're doing this part-time to eventually be able to have a Jim Rohn says, we work full-time on our job, but we work part-time on our fortune. Eventually that part-time fortune supersedes our full-time income. And now we can live a life by design. So your story, working at a job and doing this part-time, that's what people can truly relate to. Your dilemma of you don't like where you're at, you don't like where you were working. This is part of your message to be able to share to others that you worked a 9 to 5, but you built your business 5 to 9. And you were able to go ahead and make it happen. So family, if you got any value from today, getting vulnerable might make you go viral. Facts. Lady Boss Nikki just put out a vulnerable video sharing her story. No surprise, she got hundreds of thousands of views. Why? She was able to go ahead and show how her dilemma was able to turn into her message. She was able to deliver to the masses. So family, that's my D's for you. The D to like the 20th power. You guys got any value from today? Smash that like button down below. Drop some threes. If nobody told you today, family, I'm proud of you. I'm excited. I know only just scratch the surface of where it is that we're going, the abundance that is to come. So remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. Let's end this week off with a bang. Dream Team, anything you need, your leaders are here for you every step of the way. Let's go out and dominate the rest of it. Dream Team, let's get to work. It's game time.